Welcome to Chamber Live, Nicole. We're on our 4th episode.
I know, we're on a roll.
I know these are going so fast, and we're so excited to have with us John Brown with Denso. John sits on our board, but just a great community, Denso in general, but John as well, but just a great community leader, and we're just happy to have you here today to learn a little bit more about you all.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Denso, what the business is, your origin story. Let people know that don't know a lot about you.
All right. So I'll take you through the background. We'll start at Denso. Denso is one of the largest automotive parts supplier globally. We have a 70-year history of producing high-quality components and technology for almost every automaker.
Oh, wow.
So initially, Denso was founded in Japan, and today we have global outreach and a broad portfolio that basically touches every part of the vehicle.
Oh, wow.
So there's not many cars out there going up and down the road today that do not have Denso products in it somewhere,
Really?
somehow.
So foreign vehicles, so like my son drives a BMW, I drive a Mazda.
Cover them all.
Chevrolet,
That's cool.
Ford,
Ford.
all the good stuff.
Wow.
Hyundai.
Yep.
All right,
That's
Toyota, all of them. Do they have?
All of them.
Are they labeled with Denso? So if I go like digging around, I'll find something. Probably not.
Most of the time, all that stuff's under the dashes, right?
I won't see it.
In the engine compartments. The mechanics see it all day long.
Yeah, that's cool.
That along with, other automotive parts suppliers. So, but yeah, Denso's has a huge portfolio
Yeah.
that covers the whole vehicle itself. And so how that ties in with us here in Statesville, most people in Statesville know us as ASMO.
Asmo, yep.
Okay. ASMO was founded in 1988.
Wow.
Okay. And we've been a part of Denso since that founding.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Since 1988, it was a part of Denso, but just kept the Asmo brand name
We have always been the small motor division for Denso.
for Denso.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We've been producing right here in Statesville. I actually started in 1990 there. So
Wow.
there at that Statesville facility in 1990, we had the radiator fans and blower motors. Then soon after, power windows. A few years later, wiper motors. Right here in Statesville, and the full integration into Denso actually occurred 2019.
Right.
So now when you ride down Crawford Road, you see the big Denso sign versus what people used to see, which was the
Asmo.
Asmo sign. Yeah.
But the company, you guys didn't change, just the branding outside.
Right.
Just kind of, you guys just became one brand instead of operating as,
correct.
yeah.
That's
But the quality and the things that you do inside the building didn't change. Maybe adding on to things as you needed to, but.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, basically, like I stated, we've always been a part of Denso. When we started in 1988, we were called Asmo. Brandon was somewhat of a thing back then
Yeah.
when you look across all vehicles. But
Yeah.
now we have that full integration into Denso.
Do you still have people that still say Asmo? The old, like folks that have lived here for,
I still hear people say Asmo out on the street.
yeah,
And even today with the integration.
still.
being- yeah.
It's like, it's Denso.
Well, that's just a great legacy, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that's a wonderful legacy.
Right. So.
Wow.
So at our plant right here in Statesville, we're producing, right now today, we produce power window products, blower motor products, wiper systems, and also we are producing power steering motors there at that
We
facility.
could have used some of that at our golf cart on Saturday.
Exactly what I was thinking.
We had a golf cart that we rented for the Pumpkin Fest, and which y'all were a big sponsor of. Thank you. And I had to try to do a 3-point turn on the sidewalk. My arms have all the body parts that hurt from being a 18-20 hour day. My arms from doing that cart. There was no power steering
in that cart.
Anywho, we need to get them hooked up with y'all, I think.
Maybe so.
I don't know.
Maybe so.
Do y'all do golf carts or just big vehicles like that?
Again, Denso is so huge.
You could, yeah.
I mean,
It's a
huge.
possibility.
If it needs a wiper or if it needs a window up or down, right?
That's right.
globally around 160,000 employees.
160. Wow.
Wow.
How about here in
So,
Statesville?
Right now in Statesville, we're pushing the 700,
Yeah.
and it's still, and we're still
And y'all just
increasing.
opened up a Salisbury location as well. Is that more for storage, or is it? Are y'all doing work out there as well?
So yeah, our Salisbury location is mainly logistics.
Logistics, right?
We do some very small assembly work there with Arm and Blades, which is a part of the wiper system.
Yeah.
Around 100 employees there
Wow.
also. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking around 300,000 parts a month shipped out of there.
Out of the Statesville.
South Salisbury.
Salisbury.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Gracious.
So, there's a lot going on. I mean, just another example of how big the automotive industry is. Power window motors, for example. Our power window line produces a motor every 3 seconds.
Every 3 seconds.
It's a 3-second line.
3 second
Wow.
Yeah.
line.
So it's a big long line of many working parts.
Yeah.
But we are highly automated.
Yeah.
And so it takes, we have to watch them close, especially when they're popping off at 3 seconds, 6 seconds,
Wow.
10 seconds, things
Yeah.
of that nature. So,
Wow. That's
That's
awesome.
incredible. So there's a lot of automation then within the industry or within Denso itself. What type of increase in that automation have you guys seen, or you yourself experienced? I mean, if you've been there since 1990,
Oh, wow.
So the whole time.
Right.
So really, you just missed the
Wow.
first 2 years, right?
what's
It's changed for everybody, right? Over time, everybody's become more and more automated. And also the cars are getting smarter every day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There's the big push towards the self-driving cars. Every car you buy now pretty much has the correct steering. So if you start to drift out of the lane, it pulls you back in, right?
Oh wow.
So,
it gives you the little chit on the steering wheel, and
Yeah.
it kind of pulls you back in, and you're like, I meant to do that.
yeah. It's real subtle.
My car's just old enough not to have that on there.
It's
I
really-
probably need it though.
It's real subtle. It's real subtle, but it's Denso is real driven towards. We have 2 great causes: green and peace of mind. And so the green, obviously, right? And we're striving towards that 0 carbon emission
Wow.
goal.
Okay.
Peace of mind is peace of mind knowing that every product we produce that we put in the vehicles is keeping everyone in the world safe when they're behind the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
we strive towards that peace of mind for every individual that's in the car.
I mean, is there another industry or business that can honestly look at the road and say we have our product is in every car that's driving down the road?
I can't speak for them. I don't know. Like I said,
I mean, that's pretty amazing, though.
right.
Right? To
Right.
think that you're driving down and
Right.
it's like there is a Statesville Denso product in this car, right? In that car right there.
Right. Well, there's a Denso product in every car.
Yes.
But there's a lot of the products. in
I'm going to
Statesville.
say it's going to be a Statesville Denso
Statesville
product,
car,
just because I'm
right.
proud.
Right.
But I know what you're saying though. But still, just the thought of that is pretty amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and just that-
I don't know about the other guys involved. Like I said, if you look
Yeah.
at those years, I've been hanging out there for what was that, 32 years now,
Yeah.
pushing 33. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so the technological advancements that you've seen, with the smart cars particularly, how's that impacted Denso and Statesville? Really, has there been any significant change in what you hear in Statesville, what we do here in Statesville for smart cars, or?
Not well, actually. So smart cars, yes. The Statesville plant is the headquarter hub for Denso's smart motor. Statesville is in the process of, not in the process, already completed. We're going to be the smart motor headquarter plant.
Oh,
That's
wow.
right here in Statesville.
Wow.
One of our biggest, most notable achievements is the new clean rooms that we've just put in
Yes.
the building.
Yes.
Okay.
So from the outside, you don't see the expansion.
Right.
But from the inside, we're basically making our plant cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. So we actually have 2 huge clean rooms now within the building that previously existed.
What does that mean, a clean room? Explain that.
So
I think of this white room with nothing in it. I don't know. That's just what popped in my head.
coincidentally, there's such a thing as a clean room and a white room.
Oh,
The clean room is cleaner than the white room.
that's funny.
Yeah, basically, to build the smart motors, right? We're
Right.
building circuit boards.
Okay.
All right, where these motors actually have circuit boards, circuitry in them, and so the rooms have to be clean. There can't be, if debris floating around, it gets on the circuit boards or
Right.
gets into the workings of the motor.
Which can
Then-
damage it and not make it work properly.
Yeah, and then
So do
we
you
have-
wear like a suit when you're in there, or?
They actually they have their uniform, but they wear an electrostatic discharge coat
Okay.
and the air nets and
Yeah.
things like that
So it's almost like a lab, like a medical lab, but for circuit boards
for motors.
or motors.
Yeah, motors.
But that's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's like you got to be suited up. Like, okay, here's my gloves
you walk through an air blow system
And
to
it-
blow the debris off
to get anything
Oh,
off.
wow.
going into the room.
That's pretty impressive. And you have 2 of those. How many
Have 2
people
of them.
are working in those spaces?
I don't have the exact number that's in each room
Yeah.
because we still have the outside the clean room production
Right.
products that go into the clean room.
Right.
Okay, so we're actually, it's not just that we produce the motor, we're actually also producing all the elements or parts of the motor.
Oh wow.
Okay,
And
so
then that
then
goes-
those parts are transferred into a door, a
Right.
double door system, right?
Okay.
This door, the outside door opens, parts go in, it closes.
Cleans
Then
them
the,
off, and
then the other door opens, and then they can pull them
it's
into
like
the
a
clean room.
Star Trek,
Wow.
thing going on. You know,
Exactly.
like it's so futuristic sounding.
Yeah, it's very interesting,
So
and,
once
we're
they're-
excited about the growth of it.
But once they're done and they come out of that clean room, I mean, dust gets and stuff when it's in your car. So are they protected?
Once they leave there, they're sealed.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, everything's sealed up by then. There's no
Wow.
worries about any of that stuff.
And I think, this is a good time to talk about a little bit about manufacturing in general and how much it's changed. You know, what people's, their impression of what manufacturing is. You know, it's these dark, dirty places. And there's still some of that, but most of the places have really moved into this clean space. You know, everything is modernized. You don't feel like you're getting grubby when you're walking through it. I mean, would you say that about Denso as well?
That's almost 100% the first response out of everybody that comes to our facility and walks into the manufacturing plant before they've even entered the clean room.
Right. I
Oh,
mean, that's
wow.
just before the clean room,
So
right?
that's before the clean room.
Yeah.
Yeah, every bit of our plant is clean.
Yeah.
Is very clean in a sense that people, when they walk in, they're like, "Wow, this is clean."
They just have this Norma Ray version of what they think is about to. And of course, there's still places like that because some industries, especially textiles and stuff, are going to have a little bit of that. But
Right.
I think there is a misconception that one plant is like all plants, and they're not.
No. From when I started in 1990, manufacturing plants have changed significantly.
They have, and that's part of a education piece that having you on and talking to you and others, about what the expectation and what it is when you walk in, and the conditions of where you're working are good. They're good. You
That's
guys,
right.
like you said, you want to have a good environmentally clean place, zero carbon emission, which would have to be a clean space to do that in.
Right.
So
Yeah, we set targets every year to work, to work more and more towards that zero carbon
Yeah.
emission, saving electricity, and the amount of electricity we use, even down to just most people don't, they don't even consider it compressed air.
right.
Well, if you're using compressed air, it has to have a big compressor to produce the air. Well, that uses energy.
Yeah.
So we're real big on keeping air leaks down.
Oh wow.
We're real big on the temperature, environmental control. We've done a lot of stuff to our building to make it, not make it, but to help it use less energy. Just in general, Denso, we switched to the LED lights.
Right.
Denso is very green driven,
Yeah.
and we're working toward that direction as fast as we can go.
Well, that sounds like, so it's obviously a conscious effort, and in manufacturing also, just because you have so many parts and you're manufacturing so many parts, the organization piece of it has got to be just top notch, right? Because you can't send somebody to look for the wiper blades over here and they're not over there. That's what I just, when we walk into some of these fantastic organizations like Denso, you know that
The organization and the systems and processes
Yes.
are so organized.
yeah.
I wish y'all come to my house and kind of organize me a little bit. One thing I will say, this is less about the organization, but about the people. I mean, obviously, I know you really well. You sit on our board, and we talk and chat. But I've gotten to know so many of your other employees, from your CEO of North Carolina, Denso John, who's a John too, all the way to just. I have a friend whose dad works at Denso, Mike, and he's the sweetest man ever. He coached my boys. But y'all just have a really great culture of people there. Very helpful. We work with Scott and some other fellas there, and y'all just always are really great about giving us a hand when we need help with, of events, not only sponsoring them, but just being some hands on deck to help us with that. So y'all are great community minded, and I love that.
Right, and that is one of our biggest focuses, is supporting the community in which we dwell or exist.
Yeah.
Supporting our local community and supporting our local school systems.
Right.
We're heavily involved with those school systems and working with them. Right now, we've had a huge push this year, revamping and restoring our training systems.
Okay.
And working directly with the school systems and the college,
Good.
local college. So that's taken off really, really fast.
Yeah.
This
Are y'all
year.
doing apprenticeships there as well? Have y'all started into that space?
We're actually looking at the apprenticeships. With every kind of manufacturing, some things are a little bit more difficult
Yes.
than others, right?
With liability and whatnot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we're looking at all those things right
Yeah.
now. We're focused on not just apprenticeships, but internships.
Internships, yeah.
And things of that nature. We have for several years, we've had interns
Right.
already through the temp agencies and contractors through the temp. But, it's definitely something we're looking at across the board, because right there in Statesville, I mean, there's jobs available for everyone with a high school degree or higher.
Right.
And not only that, we're putting a huge focus into how we can train those people and continue their growth with the company.
Like through certifications and
Through
other types of.
certs,
Good.
because we want to continue their growth.
Yeah.
We want them to be able to grow within the company.
Good. Well, you grew. I mean, you tell your story. I mean, you kind of, you said when you started, but you actually.
I honestly started way back in the day in the quality lab.
Right.
And then quickly worked up through to a quality engineer. I was a quality engineer for several years before I became the quality assistant manager, then quality manager. Then I became a senior manager over quality, safety, health, and environment, and PC logistics. Then a general manager. So I wore a lot of caps in the organization over time, and I'm very thankful.
Yeah. I mean,
I was going to say, let me ask you this, because, a lot of younger people these days, they think about, going into a company and they're unsure of how they can grow within a company. What kind of advice can you share with someone who's maybe starting out at a very low place in a wonderful organization, and what do they do to grow with that organization?
So that's kind of a two-part question, because over time, things have changed. The generations have changed, so it's a little bit different. But right here today, the advice I would give, number one, is find something you like and stick to it and be determined. Focus on that, and stay focused on that and seek that growth. But from a company standpoint, we recognize we have to do better, and we're working on how to make that visual for the associates, how they can clearly see. We want to make it more visual so that they can walk up and say, well, you know what, I can get here, but this is exactly what I got to do.
Right. A pathway.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we, you know, we talk a lot about pathways from a student perspective. So it's good to hear you're using that same thought process in, you know, in like in Nicole's question of how do I get in the door and how do I make myself move forward. So we had lunch today with another business that's gonna be breaking ground here in Statesville, Water Tech, and it was great listening to his culture of his company. It's 33 years old, but he was saying how they can teach anybody how to do the job, but what they really need, they will hire somebody who has less of a skill set if they have really good, like, I hate the word soft skills, but you know, they can talk to people, they have good attitude. He said they will train somebody to do whatever it is they need them to do, but they've got to walk in that door having, you know, that good work ethic. So would you kind of say that's the same at Denso? I mean, you would
Work ethic is a big factor, period.
just, you know,
I
showing
mean,
up, having a good
showing up
attitude.
on time, having a positive attitude.
Right.
I mean, that's the key.
Right.
You're not going to move forward if you're not showing up to work on time.
Right.
If you don't have a good attitude,
Right.
you don't have initiative. It takes those things to move up and grow. You know, we want to encourage our employees to grow. And I'm not unique to Denso. I mean, I could take you around to numerous Denso plants, and you're going to find more me's. And what I mean by that is you're going to find more people that started here
Right.
at this level, and they've worked to here.
Right.
Denso is very big on the growth and promotion internally.
That's good.
And then, so when you look at it, we're hiring, we're developing what we've got, and then we're backfilling to bring in the next group that we want to develop and build.
Right.
That's great.
So,
Yep.
Well, tell us, what you've got 2 clean rooms, or is there any other growth things happening there at Denso? What do y'all got, some future plans that you can talk about?
Right now, our main focus is the growth of the DDA2. That's been the biggest, newest product.
What's a DDA2?
It is the dual drive assist. It's power steering motor.
The power steering that.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's called dual drive for a reason. It's basically has 2 systems in one.
Okay.
So if one quits, the other one takes over.
Wow.
That way your car is always correcting lanes or always steering. Right?
Right.
So you don't have that failure point. It's the elimination of that failure point and keeping the driver safe.
Wow.
So, and that's a big growth product for us. We're going to, I'm
And
not
those
100% certain, but because I can't keep up with everything, but I'm pretty sure the third shift's coming on next year.
Just
Wow.
for that.
That's
Wow.
incredible.
Just for
And
that
so,
product.
and you need, that's a great product or unique piece because that's in a electric vehicle or a gas vehicle or a diesel vehicle, right? It kind of
That's-
goes across the board, doesn't it?
It doesn't matter whether it's electric, hybrid, gas, hydrogen, fuel cell, all the other things that you may have heard about. No matter what vehicle it is, everybody wants to roll down their window. Or they can't go through the drive-through.
Well, I noticed in my old car today, I was trying to lower my passenger side window, and it wasn't working. And I was like, ugh.
That's not a Denso motor.
Oh, it probably isn't. It's called, yeah, it's the mom car, you know.
Yeah,
Start to act out.
But I mean, think about it. Whether it's electric or it's hybrid
Right.
or it's the internal combustion, as we call it,
Yes.
internal combustion engine. You still have you still have to steer it. You
Right.
still want your windows to roll down. You still want heat. You want air.
Yeah.
Right. So
All those things are not really going to go away.
You do.
even if the car is driving itself, do you want to be sitting in a car that you can't see out the windshield?
No.
Nah, so you're going to want windshield wipers because you're going to want to see where the car is taking you.
I
So-
don't think I can sit in a car and not be driving it in the driver's seat. Have you sat in a car and did that yet?
Nope.
That scares me to death.
No.
I
you
would
know-
just be bored.
Well, I mean, I'd be happy if it would parallel park for me, but other than that, that's it.
They do parallel park for you
Oh
now.
my gosh. I apologize to that person that was behind me the other day when I was trying to parallel park downtown, and I finally gave up.
And the trucks will actually back trailers for you now. you
Now
know.
that's what I
Wow.
need for Friday after 5. We need the backup trailer.
For sure.
All right. So one last question.
Mhm.
So because it's our chamber show and it's Chamber Live, we want to let other people know about the chamber, and how has being part of the chamber been an impact on you within your business or you personally? Has it been good being a chamber member? Have we helped you?
Oh,
And the answer is yes, John. I'm just kidding.
yeah, no, I mean, absolutely it has, because it's allowed me, it's allowed me to make contact with the entire community.
Yeah.
It's allowed me to gain an understanding of what's happening, not just in the Statesville community, but I'm learning about what's happening around Statesville, around Iredell,
Right.
right? And then what's happening further out in that radius outside of Statesville and Iredell. So all of us in the chamber that are part of the chamber, I'm grateful, and it's helped me to learn a lot. And it helps me keep up with what the community, what really does our community need, and what is our community missing to help companies like ours be successful.
Right.
That's a
And
fantastic
so-
point. Yeah.
I'd like to encourage all companies to be a part of it, because it's really the link between businesses and the community.
Yeah.
And if we create a positive link there, then we can create a community to make the businesses successful.
That's right.
Mm.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you on our show today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate not only you, but your just Denso in general for your community support.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
Thank you, John.
Have a